So just how good is Google's Notebook LM? Among other things, the AI tool can digest content from a variety of forms and create briefings, summaries, or even, as you'll hear, an AI podcast. While some things may be a bit off, for the most part, this is spot on. Here are your AI hosts summarizing some recent interviews and reports.
Welcome to another deep dive. We've got a really interesting stack of articles this week, all pulled from Techstination.
Oh yeah, Techstination. That's Fred Fishkin's show.
That's right. He covers pretty much everything tech. Computers, digital photography, gadgets, even video games.
So a little bit of everything then. What are we diving into specifically this week?
Well, we've got articles about AI, some new gadgets, even a little bit of automotive history.
All right, well, let's unpack it.
Sounds good. Well, the thing that kind of jumps out from a lot of these articles is AI. It's everywhere.
AI is definitely having a moment.
Yeah, it feels like it's infiltrating every corner of our lives.
It really is. And what's interesting is we're seeing AI shift from this kind of like theoretical concept to actual real-world applications.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like one of the articles here is about this company called Jiminy that's using an AI virtual care assistant. It's called Sage, and they're using it in therapy.
Oh, wow.
So it's like a 247 AI therapist. It's available anytime you need it.
That's pretty amazing. Could be a game changer for people who need mental health support, but maybe can't easily access traditional therapy.
Exactly. Though I'm sure some people are going to be a little skeptical.
Yeah, I mean, can an AI therapist truly provide the same level of care as a human therapist?
That's a really good question. I mean, AI can definitely offer support, resources, maybe even some helpful coping mechanisms.
Right.
But will it ever fully replace human therapists? I'm not so sure. I think that human element, that empathy and understanding is still pretty crucial when it comes to mental health care.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. But even beyond therapy, AI is being used for all sorts of creative tasks too. Like there's this article here about integral AI, and they're actually using AI for game creation.
Oh, wow.
And Fishkin even says in one of his pieces, get used to seeing much more AI in your everyday life this year.
He might be right about that.
I think he's exaggerating.
I don't know. We also have this book here that you sent me, Supercharge Your Life with AI, by Ricard Steiber. He's a former Google exec.
Oh, right.
It seems like AI is becoming a lot less of a futuristic fantasy and a lot more of a practical tool that, everyone can learn to use.
Okay, so AI is taking over the world. What else is new and cool?
So many things. Let's talk gadgets.
Yeah, let's switch gears. What stood out to you in the gadget department?
Well, I was really intrigued by the eSight Go glasses.
What are those?
They're these glasses designed to help people with low vision.
Okay.
Conditions like macular degeneration or diabetic retinopathy. And we're not talking about just like helping with blurry vision, but actually helping people see more clearly.
Wow.
Potentially giving people back their independence, the ability to, enjoy things that they thought they would never experience again.
That's pretty powerful stuff.
It really is.
But on a slightly lighter note, I also saw something about a talking toothbrush.
Oh, yeah, the Oaklean toothbrush.
A talking toothbrush.
I mean, who hasn't wished that their toothbrush could tell them a joke in the morning?
I don't know if I've ever wished for that.
It's just a fun example of how technology can add a little bit of personality to, everyday objects.
Yeah.
But remember, we also saw those motorized skis, the Eskimo skis, I think they're called.
Oh, yeah.
The ones that propel skiers uphill.
That was presented at CES, right?
Yeah. So we're seeing innovation across the board, from everyday hygiene to high-tech recreation.
Yeah, those skis sound kind of amazing, though I imagine they could cause some chaos on the slopes. But, speaking of cool tech, there's an article here about Ford, and they're celebrating 75 years of law enforcement vehicles.
75 years, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, those Crown Victorias are practically iconic at this point.
Absolutely. And they have a quote here from Ford's heritage brand manager, Ted Ryan, and he talks about the evolution of these vehicles.
I wonder what the future holds for law enforcement vehicles.
Yeah, it makes you wonder.
Right? I mean, will we see self-driving police cars patrolling the streets? Or maybe flying drones? Who knows? But, beyond just the articles, Techstination has some really fascinating interviews, too.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, there's one with this doctor, Dr. Guy Fagarazzi, and he's talking about detecting diabetes through voice analysis.
Wait, what? Detecting diabetes just by listening to someone's voice?
That's right. Apparently, they can analyze voice recordings and look for subtle patterns and variations that might indicate diabetes.
Wow. I mean, that's incredible.
Right. And then there's another interview with Amari Cosman, and he's talking about the Circular 2 smart ring.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. It's like a fitness tracker, but way more advanced, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's packed with all sorts of health sensors. It tracks everything from your sleep patterns to your stress levels.
Even menstrual cycles, I think.
That's right. It's like having a mini doctor on your finger.
Wow. But all this data collection does raise some questions about privacy, doesn't it?
For sure. I mean, how do we ensure that all this sensitive health information is protected?
That's a huge question, and one we need to be asking as technology becomes more and more integrated into our lives.
Yeah, it's all about finding that balance between innovation and ethical considerations.
Absolutely.
And speaking of innovation, there's this great interview with Timothy Husu from One More.
One more. They make headphones, right?
Yeah, they're known for their audio technology,
Okay.
but they're also getting into the smart glasses game.
Smart glasses. Seems like everyone is trying to get in on that these days.
Yeah, I know, right? But One More seems to be taking a different approach. They're really focused on audio quality.
Interesting. So they're not just slapping a screen onto a pair of glasses. They're actually thinking about the audio experience.
Exactly. Which makes sense, especially if they're targeting users who want to use smart glasses for listening to music, podcasts, or audiobooks.
It sounds like Techstination is covering a lot of ground. From AI-powered therapists to talking toothbrushes to the history of police cars and the future of wearable tech.
It really is. It's like a one-stop shop for all things tech.
And it's not just limited to the website, right?
No, you can actually hear Techstination on radio stations across the country.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize that.
Yep, and it's also available as a podcast.
So no matter how you prefer to consume your tech news, Techstination has you covered.
Exactly.
I don't know about you, but I'm blown away. And we'll be delivering more of these summaries from Notebook LM in the weeks to come. I'm Fred Fishkin.